Welcome back. So we are going to be taking the sad story that happened recently. They said at least 32 people have been killed in a stampede at a festival in Nigeria attended by thousands of young people. And they said it happened on Wednesday. We took that story in the papers this week. The capital of Nigeria, Oyo State, where up to 5,000 young people and children had reportedly gathered for an event. So the Oyo State Commissioner for Information and Civic Orientation, Dr. Oyelade, had, told journalists that 32 people had died. There were also video footages that appeared to be from the scene showing a large crowd of mostly children, that were being carried away. And it was so painful because Miriam had established the story yesterday, and I would like you to tell us exactly what happened.
Okay. So this event, first of all, is purportedly organized by an NGO, which was founded by the former wife of the Ooni of Ife, prophetess Naomi. And her idea that she had was that she wanted to give 5,000 naira to 5,000 children, as well as give food for free on this particular day. That's the day before yesterday when this happened. And on the day that the event was supposed to hold, people were there as early as 5 a.m. And but the gates of the venue were not open, so a lot of people were gathered, and because there were so many people, it led to pushing, and in fact, they say even long before the gates opened or the organizers of the event came, people were already falling and fainting. Then they tried to open the gates, but because of the crowd, they closed the gates again, and that was when it led to a stampede. People were stepping on each other. As of yesterday, they were not sure of how many people had gone, but this morning when we read from the papers, they have put the numbers for the children to 35. Oh. Some places say 32. And then there are 6 who are critically injured in hospitals receiving treatment. The state government, through the deputy governor yesterday, said that they were not involved in the organization of this particular Funfair event.
It was private.
It was private, yes, as I said, it was done by Naomi,
the foundation,
the prophetess Naomi. And so, they said that, but what the government do, during the stampede, government sent health care workers. They evacuated a lot of people to the hospital. They were giving treatments as well for free. But, and then they put out a statement saying they were not involved in this activity, and going forward, please make sure you do your planning. Today, the updates we hear is our president has commiserated with the families and also with the state, and has asked for investigations to take place. The police have told us that the former wife of the Ooni has been arrested alongside others, and one of the others is the principal of the school where this event was supposed to have held. And so that's where we are as of today.
Yeah. So I would like to ask your thoughts on the story. Let's start with Tope.
It's a very, very sad, there's no other way to say it. It is an extremely sad situation. The death toll of 35, even if it was 5, even if it is one person that died, it is still extremely sad to think that these children came out, they're really young, came out to get funds to help their parents out, obviously. When I read the updates today about the fact that they've arrested the organizers, the proverb that came to my mind is in Yoruba, but I say, "No man, they can show me down." And that means, may we not do something good, and because of our good, get into a problem. Because right now, the blame is organizers. What could the organizers have done better? But when you hear the account of how this thing happened, before the organizers even showed up to the event,
This was full.
the place was already full to a threatening capacity.
Hi.
And it is even the organizers' decision not to even start that led to the stampede, because they could see, obviously, that they can't handle what happened. So, for me, it was extremely important that the conversation shouldn't just end with, let us blame someone.
The organizers.
Yes, let's not focus on blaming organizers. Let us have conversation regarding how did we get here as a people? Because this is not the first time we're having a stampede.
At all.
We've had several times where once there is something being given, there will be a stampede. Once we are doing any charity, anything that involves crowd in Nigeria tends to lead to stampede if you are not extremely careful. A crowd of 1,000. So I think it's important that as a country we talk about the issues with our lack of organization and how we can solve that problem specifically. Experience is one event that they've been able to do that handle a large crowd of people and has not led to stampede. Can we have a conversation with them? Because even government has had situations where there were stampede, not once, not twice. But I would not want us to victimize the people in this case, which is the organizers of the event, because of their good intentions. Let's have this conversation in a robust way and not which hunts a specific person on this particular situation. I do not want the case of the arrest of what has happened so far. I believe investigations can take place, but arresting the people who organized this event with the good intention that they had and put out there, with the fact that even the story on every count does not say that they did not have security on ground, all of that. All of this happened.
They were just overpowered.
No. Arresting them feels like, oh, let's just, so that we seem like we've done something.
Get a scapegoat, right? Let's hear Nima's story.
Stop being a typical Nigerian. Arrest does not mean negative. It's part of an investigation. Yes, no matter how good your will is, pray that you have your day to explain and your day to vindicate yourself. But, you know, they cannot. Women in need of guidance and support is this body, this foundation that she's had over the years. And this is the first time they are doing something that this has happened. So they say, if you go live long, your eye no go see something. You say, now one you go choose. Either you live long, you see something.
They collect things from time to time.
So, you know, they've been in this service over the years. This just happened to be one of such. And 35 dead bodies of children. It's not something they will not arrest. And they will arrest. And when you go there, may God vindicate. Yes. You know, may your good intentions be
not
well
be spoken
understood.
evil of.
Yes. So that's why they must arrest some people. It will be worse off that we say because she's Mrs. Silekunola Ogunwusi, former wife of the Ooni, and there was no arrest. That's the worst, because are you not going to say that even if they come out the 3, put 5 alone, somebody ought to have been arrested. The organizers would of course been picked up because lives were lost. So that's how it is. Sadly, we have an habit or a common occurrence we see. The other day, customs were selling half rice. Half, they slashed rice prices, and there was a stampede in Yaba.
True.
And there was a stampede, something you were paying something for. People stampede. You know, we like to create desperate need around our lack, as if, no, if we don't fight, we will not survive. You know, and that's what we see here. She had gone on Agidigbo FM, not she, the body, the NGO, and announced that this event would take place. And this is what they were planning to give for, which is they were planning for about 5,000 children. Because now Agidigbo now is a widely listened to FM. People must have come from outside Oyo.
So we heard.
Everywhere to come there. And they will come early. There's a Catholic church at the beginning of my street. It's the first building on my street. They do this giveaway every time. Charity, they will organize it. They are detailed. I give them. They organize it well. But people come at 2 a.m. There was a day my rice truck was coming and it had glitches. I was out at 12 a.m. I went out at 1 a.m. I went out at 2 a.m. I did not understand the level of people on my street. Which one are they find? My street is usually dark and quiet at that time. And I was going with my husband. I went, who be these people? It was until morning.
You knew what was happening.
The church opened at 12 noon. They don't dey there. So you can imagine this announcement. And then there's also this rush of how do we go? All of you, okay, they were giving 5 children. I have 5 children. All 5 of you, make sure you collect money. Five children. In front. Our people for Edo get us the data, but this is not. It's insensitive at this time to share such an. But how do you use all your children? You know, and so you see what is happening. I saw the lifeless bodies of some babies being carried in some of the videos they shared. You know, slumped babies picking the children of less than 10. The size, I look at the size then too small. And you know, so as a parent, what did you do to protect your child? We understand that the times that I had the NGO had a good intention of mitigating some form of hardship. It's Christmas, it's time of the year. People want to give away. But this attitude of everybody fight for it, we must check it. I, for one, when I did, in 2020, when I did rice, we were just doing 3 kgs. Initially, we started with 10 kgs, and it didn't go round. So we reduced to 5 kgs. Then later, we were doing in 3 kgs. An attempt to feed that slum near my house. Forever, I've not tried it again. Because I saw somebody taking, still, I don't know where it was going, but he would do like this. I never take. And the rush, they will push you back. Who are you? They will fall on you. You yourself that you came with the good intention, they will climb on you. So that scrambling, we can avoid it. We can ensure that when you are taking, you say 5,000 for one child can feed your own family. Let's make sure that other
people can get.
Can we look out for each other? That's what we saw here. It didn't happen. People came with selfish, as much as I can get, I will make sure that they will now call it survival of the fittest. And all of those selfish things I will disguise in good words and call ambitiousness. I don't understand. And now see what we ended up with. 35 kids and 5 others in critical conditions. 5 others in critical condition. And the people who thought they would get, how do they feel after?
How did you feel, knowing that
I'm
people died in
you,
this?
Next month, announce another 5,000.
We'll see the same crowd. But we'll come to that. Let me hear Miriam's talk.
Yeah, I get it. Nigerians do have the attitude of, when there's free, we just go there and we rush. But, I mean, given the timing of when it happened, and I don't know, that's not where I'm focusing my own anger right now, because I'm also quite angry about how it turned out, because we have a history. If you're a Nigerian and you're going to do something for the crowd, you have heard of times where Stampede happened, so we should do better. We have heard of incidences where schools organize events and then accidents happen, and because of that, we've seen schools do better. They make sure that everything concerning health and safety is put in place. You put your ambulance on the ground, everything. And even in that case, accidents still happen. But then to organize something that so many people are going to come, that's the truth. That this is Nigeria. And when you announce that there's free something, it would go haywire. So you need to make sure that you've got your planning well. Look at all these Funfair events. What do you call them? The fun... the fun places that children go to.
For children, especially this
as
season.
Organized as those places are, and they've put everything, there are still incidents and accidents that happen. And for me, we do not have the culture of proper health and safety measures put in place, and that is where my anger is. Yes, Nigerians, human beings will be human beings, but there has to be structure that allows them or that forces them to behave a certain way when they're there. I've seen Oyinbo people, they have hungry people as well.
True.
They have shelters as well. They have, what do you call those food places that they come to get food? Food kitchens. And they are on a queue.
Yes.
And it takes them for as long as it should take them.
They get it.
One after the other. And that's because there's a structure to make sure that it's done properly. And if anything were to happen to these people who do not have shelter, do not have influence, do not have money, they will come for you, the organizer. And the thing is, to say that because she's the or to say that it may be like a witch hunt, I don't agree. It's not a witch hunt. I think that the government did the right thing by arresting, and I agree with you, Nima. Arresting does not necessarily mean that they have thrown away, they've locked you up in a dungeon and thrown away the keys. It means that they have started investigation. And then we will know to what extent, Prophetess Naomi, was involved. Because sometimes you find that with organizations like this or events like this, people tend to put their names and their faces, but they are not part of the day-to-day and making sure this is done right and this is put in place. She just has a few people that, she could have, a few people that she's put in place. Is the venue ready? Yes, everything is done. Is this ready? Yes, it's done. We don't make sure that we are part of it. And there's nothing wrong with, having people to help. But it also makes us more, what it will do in the future is that it will make you more, you take your time to put your face or your image to something. If you cannot stand for it, if you cannot make sure that everything has been put into place. Recently, there's a group that wants me to do something. And as much as it's such a huge, big idea, lofty idea, I love it. But there are things that I cannot be part of. And I feel that to put my name and my face to this, if anything were to happen, it's my name and my face. Mary, I'm longer of YourView, you know. And so I'm a bit hesitant. I'm asking the questions. And any place that I feel like there's a gap, I want to know what it is so that when something ever happens, I'll be able to defend myself or defend what it is that's happened. So that is how I would like for those who have the right intentions, who want the best for people, to understand, yes, to want to give is one thing, but to also do it in such a way that everybody is done safely, nobody is hurt. I'm not saying that accidents don't happen, incidents don't happen. They do, but let us see that you have taken the steps to protect yourself, to protect people, and the intentions that you have, you know, goes well. It's good that this investigation has started. I like that, and I feel that we would hear more from, you know, this investigation. But really, my heart goes out to all those who have lost loved ones, you know, at this event. It's truly sad.
We'll take a short break here. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.